I'm looking at an iceberg right in front of where I plan to be paddling north of here. I'm going to take you on a trip to see the flowers, the geology, and the icebergs in the Icefjord. I'm going to be your narrator. This is GEFerris. Last year I started out from this area and paddled out and around the point in the middle of the picture, heading south. Today is a bright, sunny, high-pressure day. What is nice about paddling in this area, which is mainly granite rock, is that there are places you can come in for a landing on relatively smooth rock. Just to show you, yes, they have icebergs here in Upernavik, and they come and float around on the currents and the wind, depending on which is running the show. This is an atmospheric condition that shows the ice glint off Upernavik, which is why the horizon is glowing in this whitish blue sheen. I am standing on Pukata on the southwest corner. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. David Torleifson has brought me here by motorboat, complete with my kayak folded up in bags. This iceberg in view is a very dangerous type of iceberg that can just break up into a million pieces, which is not a good thing. And it can cause... Standing here on Pukata on the edge of Upernavik Icefjord, I will probably go east. Tomorrow in this direction down through here. The ice density out in the Icefjord is not all that alarming. It's about a 15-mile distance in a straight line back over to Upernavik from here. There's my tent. The usual arrangement. Here's a wonderful example of some glacially smoothed off granite, which I always keep in mind when it comes to looking for a place to come in for a landing. Here is some mist forming over the water. Now I'm looking off of Pukata south over the Icefjord. Some wind has come up and I'm looking at the clouds and thinking about wondering what tomorrow is going to be like. Clouds are starting to show. I have launched. Here is an interesting turquoise iceberg. I'm gliding by in my kayak. The wind is blowing. On an overcast day, icebergs will glow turquoise. I have paddled today from the southwest corner of Pukata to the southeast around the corner and up inside a few miles to a protected cove. This is the view from my tent. I'm on the east side of Pukata, and these are the icebergs out in front of the bay. On the opposite side is Manisak Island. These icebergs are moving and may collapse at any time. These are two pictures of the same iceberg showing how it is turning. That little bit of blue is my boat. But a high tide last night was much higher than during the day, which brought my boat up on top of a rock. I was quite surprised in the morning. This is how my boat looked from across the bay. Rather amusing. And once again I'm on the water. It's a quiet gray morning as I am starting out to explore this passage. I'm on my way down this ice-filled passage heading north to explore. Today low clouds are hanging over the mountains, but it's just a gray day so far. In this area I've seen lots of eider, king eider, also lots of guillemot. On the outside of Pukata Island, on the south side, I saw lots of king eider, but here on the inside I see only brown eider. Here's a lovely green iceberg. You can hear the waves sloshing in and under the shallow openings of this iceberg just at the surface of the water. Just to show you that the currents move in these fjords fairly fast. I've had experiences where icebergs crisscross right in front of me. You can see the bubbles on the surface are really moving along. They're probably going at 7 knots. These are black guillemots. They like nesting in this nicely sheltered area. Here are some brown eider taking off. They're fleeing my presence. Here are some more black guillemots near their nesting site. These birds live on steep cliffs. I am able to be very close to these immature black guillemots because I think they are unable to fly at this time. Normally these birds are much higher up the water on very steep cliffs. These guillemots are feeding on aquatic organisms near the icebergs. I'm very close to the end of a fjord that ends at the icecap. However, the glacier had receded so greatly there is no longer icebergs being shed. These are little young that can't fly yet, so they're swimming. They are brown eider. I'm down near the icecap in a little passage that ends in a couple of lakes. These are eider chicks. There was about 20 chicks that just literally poured off of this rock. This is an interesting bird cliff. The white cliff face suggests the presence of cormorant. Just to show you on the map, relative to the video, what it looks like. Very interesting up-ended strata in this area. This is the end of one of the many fjords here in Upernavik area. And you can see there is no glacier present because it has receded. This is a pair of Akugdlikavsaup chicks that are just able to fly. The parents are flying above me. They are alarmed at my closeness to their progeny. Here is the icecap. It's about 10 miles away. It has a strange glow. Now I am camping out. This is my third evening. I am watching some clouds coming in to the south, and they have covered some mountains between myself and them. They've been coming in between the mountains. A very powerful high-pressure system has been dominating the weather pattern for several days. I find it interesting to see these cumulus clouds to the south. In front of me are some, I would say, compressed clouds. They're darker coming in. And over this mountain, it's starting to become clouded in. And clouds are starting to work over in this direction. Half an hour ago, this was quite different. The sun is shining, but this is interesting to look at. The barometric pressure is 30.35, rising. However, since my back is to the ice cap, who knows what it really is. Here's the evening mist as it's developed within 3 hours. Now it's 5 hours later. Everything has turned blue and enveloped in fog. These are eiders. They evidently like this area a lot. These are brown eider right in front of my tent, having a good time. They are feeding, and some are immature, some are mature. They hop up on a rock, then they jump down, they feed some more, and they're just having a nice time. I'm sitting inside of my tent, watching them through a little opening in the door, taking videos, so they're unaware of my presence. Riders travel in large groups. Oftentimes, one female will be overseeing a dozen little ones. This is my Mark I folding kayak, manufactured by Long Haul in Colorado. I brought it up this shallow stone ramp on foam rollers. Here is the rudder, the solar panel, the cockpit, map case, and a GPS. It's a flat, hot summer day. You can see the foam rollers beneath it. Now you can see the paddles that I have used, two different types. I used the Wenatchee 210 centimeter. Here is the map case, and here is the solar panel for recharging my batteries. I wore a Cocotat Gore-Tex dry suit, which I found very comfortable. It has served me well on my travels. I'm now coming past Minnesock Island. Icebergs like this in the evening hours disintegrate. I've come around the corner. Now there is a view of Upernavik Icefjord, the icecap. 3 cormorants are sitting up there on a rock. The icecap is receding. I'm about 5 or 6 miles from the end of the icecap, which you can see in this picture. It's very little of it left. It's inactive. This is the end of the glacier. And the water in the foreground has a reddish color from these red rocks. This illustrates the color of the rock flower suspended in the water. This is the edge of the glacier where rock flower and rock and dirt are intermixed with ice, making these interesting stripes. Pressure from the glacier polishes the granite. The granite has a lot of pink feldspar in it in this area. I'm sitting in a whirlpool area, just a small tidal whirlpool, and the ice fizzing in the background you hear is actually compressed snow. As it's melting, it bubbles. Everything's moving around. This is the sound of gallons of water melting and pouring off of this iceberg that I'm showing you in this picture. I used urethane-coated nylon cylindrical bags for my cameras. I took this quiet picture at about 11 o'clock at night, and then at 1 o'clock in the morning I saw this light. This is fascinating midnight light. So I'm preparing to load up my boat and roll it off of this ramp. This is GEFerris, your narrator and videographer. Thank you for watching my video. I had a wonderful time paddling.